Hi, this is Tony Byrne from the Resource Corporation, and I'm here with Duncan Fry from ARX, and we have the DI Plus RC, and DIs are one of those confusing areas, especially for people like me. What does a DI do? What's an active DI, and where does this fit into all of that?
Okay, what does a DI do? Well, it takes a high impedance signal, which is your guitar lead, your keyboard output, whatever, typically that has just a hot and a shield around it. And it converts that signal into a balanced signal, which is a hot and cold, that's positive and negative, with a shield around the two of them. So there's two center cables carrying your signal. And it's low impedance, and this is the sort of signal that mixers are expecting to see. You plug your guitar straight into a mixer, it doesn't sound very good because it's not designed to accept that kind of signal.
Okay.
So a DI box gives you the signal that the mixer is expecting to see.
Okay, so that's what a regular, or just an ordinary DI does.
That's the concept behind DI.
Behind a DI.
Direct injection.
Direct injection, that's what it stands for, okay.
Yeah.
What about active DIs? Why do we need those?
Active DIs give you a fatter signal.
Okay.
Right? This is the basic level. Active DIs gives you a big fat signal that'll go into the desk and give you a big fat sound out. Passive DIs, they're the alternative, they're just a transformer. Transformers can overload easily, transformers can be noisy, and which is one reason why we make our own transformers. We get them made specially for us. Nothing off the shelf. An active DI uses power to drive a circuit inside that does that job, converting the high impedance to a balanced low impedance signal. And that power can either come from a battery or it can come from phantom power on the mixer. Now phantom power is up to 48 volts that runs down the microphone lead for microphones like condenser microphones that need power to work. Your regular SM58 doesn't need power, it's a dynamic mic, but condenser microphones need power to work, and that's where it's supplied from, down the mic cable. Now, we've worked out that you can use that power for good, and you can have it running your DI. But because a DI needs usually quite a bit of power, we put a battery in there to supply that power. Now the problem with that with active DIs is that the battery can go flat. We've worked out that the best way to fix this, and it's quite a unique idea because no one else does it, we've put a rechargeable battery inside the DI. It's continually being recharged by the phantom power, so it's got a nice fat 12 volts at all times for you to use to drive your circuit.
So it never goes flat?
No, no.
Okay, but isn't there a problem with some batteries where they have, is it like a memory, and because they weren't completely flat before they get recharged, they won't completely recharge? That's
quite true, and that's NiCad batteries,
okay,
which were the early ones in mobile phones. Now people tend to use a nickel metal hydride, which is a more sophisticated battery, which doesn't have any memory effect. You can keep recharging it, and it will charge up to the full amount.
Okay, so we've already got the latest
and that's what we've got in here.
Okay, so we've got the latest version in here.
Yeah.
So we cover all aspects of the DI. We've got the active DI covered.
Yeah.
And we don't have to use power supply. We can actually use phantom power if it's available. If it's not available, we can use...
It runs off the battery.
Run off the battery, and if we need to run off power, we can just use regular the power supply.
Oh yeah, a 12 volt wall wart will charge it up as well if you have no access to phantom power.
So in whichever situation, it'll work.
Whatever happens, there's a way of making it work.
Now, despite the accents on display here, we are actually in Australia. Where are these things made?
All of these products, all ARX products, are made in Australia, in sunny downtown Hyatt in Victoria. World Centre of Audio.
There we go.
Yep.
I never doubted it for a second.
Oh, I hope not, no.